Summary Overview, Chapter 6, Prophecies of Attaining Buddhahood, Section 1, Paragraphs 1 to 11. Shakyamuni Buddha predicts that his disciple Kashyapa will become a Buddha with the name resplendent Tathagata in the land known as Brilliant Virtue during the Kalpa of Great Glory. The lifespan of this Buddha will be 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas. At that time, having proclaimed the stanzas, the Bhagavath declared to the great assembly, the disciple of mine, Kashyapa, will be able to meet 300 trillion Buddhas Bhagavaths in future lifetimes to whom he will give generous offerings, reverence, respect, and praises. He will also widely propagate the infinite great Dharma of the Buddhas. In his final incarnation, he will become a Buddha with the name resplendent Tathagata, worthy of offerings, perfect in true wisdom and enlightenment, perfect in knowledge and conduct, well liberated, the omniscient, the almighty, master trainer, teacher of heavenly gods and humans, Buddha Bhagavath. His land will be called Brilliant Virtue and his kalpa will be called Great Glory. The lifespan of this Buddha will be 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas and his pseudo-Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas. His land will be gloriously adorned, free of evil impediments, shards, rubbles, thorns, or impurities. The land will be smooth with no jagged places such as holes, hollows, or knolls. The ground will be made of lapis lazuli and the boundaries of the roads will be demarcated by golden ropes, with rows of jeweled trees flanking both sides of the roads. The environment will be pure and pristine, with jeweled flowers scattered around. The bodhisattvas of that land will be immeasurable billions, as will be the Shravakas. Despite the existence of Mara and his minions, there will be no evil works of Mara. Instead, they will protect the Buddha Dharma. Thereupon, the Buddha, wishing to reiterate his meaning, proclaimed in stanzas. I pronounce to you, O monks. Through the eyes of the Buddha, I see that Kashyapa, after immeasurable kalpas in the future, will eventually become a Buddha. In future lifetimes, he will give offerings and encounter 300 trillion Buddhas Bhagavaths. For the purpose of Buddha wisdom, he will focus on carrying out the Brahma practices and give generous offerings to the unsurpassed ones, the most honorable of humans. Once he has completed practicing the unsurpassed wisdom, he will attain Buddhahood. In his final incarnation, his land will be pure and pristine, with lapis lazuli adorning the ground. There will be rows of jeweled trees flanking the roads, and golden ropes demarcating the borders. A joyous sight indeed for many people. Wonderful scents of fragrances will be ever present. Splendidly renowned flowers will be randomly scattered. A cornucopia of intriguing and exquisite items will be used for glorious adornment. The ground will be smooth and even, without hills or depressions. The population of bodhisattvas will be beyond calculation. With gentle hearts, they will have great divine powers, and they will embrace and uphold the Buddhas, as well as the great vehicle sutras. The Shravakas, the children of the king of the Dharma, who are impeccable and in their final incarnation, will be beyond measure in number. Even if one were to use heavenly eyes to discern, one would still be unable to get the exact figure. This Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last in the world for 20 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 20 small kalpas. These are the facts and matters concerning the resplendent Bhagavath. Summary Overview, Chapter 6, Prophecies of Attaining Buddhahood, Section 2, Paragraphs 1 to 7. Moggallana, Subhuti, and Mahakatyayana request that Shakyamuni Buddha reveal prophecies for them. Meanwhile, the Mahamoggallana, Subhuti, and Mahakatyayana were shuddering with astonishment. With their palms pressed single-mindedly and their gazes fixed at the Bhagavath without leaving even a moment, they spoke these stanzas in unison. O Bhagavath! The great, valiant hero! The king of Dharma of Sakya! By virtue of your compassion, you have given us the Buddha voice. You will understand our deepest desires. When we see those being bestowed the prophecies, it is just like the sweet dew, extinguishing the heat and bringing cooling freshness. It is just like those coming from the land of famine, who suddenly chance upon the great king of feast. With hearts gripped by suspicion and fear, they dare not immediately partake in the food. Only when the king has given the permission will they have the courage to partake. We are likewise thinking of the blunders of practicing the lesser vehicle. We are wondering how we could attain the unsurpassed Buddha wisdom. Although we hear the Buddha voice proclaiming that we can attain Buddhahood, worries and fear remain in our hearts. Hence we dare not partake in the food. If we receive the Buddha's prophecies, we will experience peace and felicity. O Bhagavath! The great, valiant hero! Peace in the world is your goal. We entreat you to grant us the bestowal. Just like the famished people being given the approval. Summary Overview, Chapter 6, Prophecies of Attaining Buddhahood, Section 3, Paragraphs 1 to 14. Shakyamuni Buddha predicts that Subhuti will become a Buddha with the name eminent form Tathagata in the land known as Jewels arise during the kalpa of presence of jewels. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 20 small kalpas. Meanwhile, the Bhagavath, knowing the minds of his major disciples, declared to the monks, in future lifetimes, Subhuti will be able to meet 300 trillion nayuta of Buddhas to whom he will give offerings, reverence, respect, and praises. He will consistently carry out the Brahma practices to eventually achieve the Bodhisattva way. In his final incarnation, he will become a Buddha with the name eminent form Tathagata, worthy of offerings, perfect in true wisdom and enlightenment, perfect in knowledge and conduct, well liberated, the omniscient, the almighty, master trainer, teacher of heavenly gods and humans, Buddha Bhagavath. His kalpa will be called presence of jewels and his land will be called Jewels arise. The land will be smooth and the ground will be made of crystal. Jeweled trees are present to adorn the place. There will be no hills, pits, rubbles, thorns, and filth from residue. Everywhere will be pure and clean and the ground will be covered with jeweled flowers. The people of his land will live in jeweled towers, exceptionally wonderful premises and pavilions. His Shravaka disciples will be immeasurably boundless, beyond the expression of mathematical calculations, parables, metaphors, or similes. The population of bodhisattvas will be immeasurable thousands of millions of billions of nayuta. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 20 small kalpas. The Buddha will always be present in midair, expounding the Dharma for the multitudes in order to save countless bodhisattvas and shravakas. Thereupon, the Bhagavath, wishing to reiterate his meaning, proclaimed in stanzas. All of you, O monks! I shall now make the declaration. Listen to me. With a focused mind. The major disciple of mine, Subhuti, will become a Buddha. With the name eminent form. He will give offerings to innumerable millions of billions of Buddhas. By following the Buddhas in the practice of the way, he gradually attains the great way. In his final incarnation, he will obtain the 32 features. Dignified, handsome, and resplendent. He is just like a jeweled mountain. His Buddha land will be foremost in dignity and purity. Upon beholding it, all the multitudes will definitely respond with affection and happiness. The Buddha living there will save immeasurable beings. In the midst of the Buddha Dharma, there are many bodhisattvas. with keen and sharp capacities. Who will turn the irreversible wheel? The land will always be adorned with bodhisattvas. The multitudes of Shravakas will be beyond calculation, possessing immense authority, dignity, and virtue. All of them will gain 3 understandings, master 6 divine powers, and abide in 8 emancipations. The Buddha will expound the Dharma and manifest himself through transformations by using his divine powers that are infinitely inconceivable. Heavenly gods and humans will be as innumerable as the Ganges' sands. With their palms pressed together, they will listen and accept the Buddha words. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last in the world for 20 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 20 small kalpas. Summary Overview, Chapter 6, Prophecies of Attaining Buddhahood, Section 4, Paragraphs 1-9. Shakyamuni Buddha predicts that Mahakatyayana will become a Buddha with the name Golden Light of Jambunata Tathagata. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas and his pseudo-Dharma will last for 20 small kalpas. Subsequently, the Bhagavad declared to the assembly of monks once more, "Now I shall proclaim to you, Mahakatyayana. In your future lifetimes, you will give an assortment of articles as offerings and will serve 800 billion Buddhas by paying honorable respect and reverence to them. After the parinirvana of the Buddhas, you will construct pagodas measuring 1,000 yojana in height and exactly 500 yojana in both width and depth. The pagodas will be made of 7 precious treasures, gold, silver, lapis lazuli, seashell, agate, natural pearl, and ruby, garlands of flowers, necklaces, paste incense, powdered incense, burning incense, silk canopies, streamers, and banners will all be presented as offerings to the pagodas. Once all these are done, you will again repeat the cycle of giving offerings to 2 trillion Buddhas. When you have finished giving offerings to all Buddhas, you will then complete the way of a bodhisattva to become a Buddha with the name Golden Light of Jambunata Tathagata, worthy of offerings, perfect in true wisdom and enlightenment, perfect in knowledge and conduct, well liberated, the omniscient, the almighty, master trainer, teacher of heavenly gods and humans, Buddha Bhagavath. Your land will be smooth and the ground will be made of crystal. There will be jeweled trees to adorn the place, golden ropes to demarcate the boundaries of the road, and wonderful flowers to cover the ground. The environment will be pure and pristine. The sight of these will enable all who behold to rejoice. There will be no 4 evil paths of existence, no hell, no hungry spirit, no beast, and no asura. Only the beings in the realm of heaven and human, multitudes of Shravakas and innumerable bodhisattvas numbering millions of billions of them, will be present to adorn the land. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 12 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last for 20 small kalpa while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 20 small kalpas. Thereupon, the Bhagavath, wishing to reiterate his meaning, proclaimed in stanzas. All of you, O monks, listen to me with a focused mind. The words I say are nothing but the truth. Mahakatyayana will give an assortment of wonderful and exquisite items as offerings to the Buddhas. With the parinirvana of the Buddhas, he will build 7 jeweled pagodas and also use flowers and incense as offerings to the relics. In his final incarnation, he will receive the Buddha wisdom and attain the perfect enlightenment. His land will be pure and pristine, and he will save immeasurable millions of billions of living beings. Offerings will be given to them everywhere in the 10 directions. The brilliant light of this Buddha is unrivaled. The title of the Buddha will be Golden Light of Jambunata. Bodhisattvas and Shravakas, who have severed physical existences, will be immeasurably boundless in number. Their presence will gloriously adorn the land with dignity. Summary Overview, Chapter 6, Prophecies of Attaining Buddhahood, Section 5, Paragraphs 1 to 12. Shakyamuni Buddha predicts that Mahamodgalyayana will become a Buddha with the name sandalwood fragrance of Tamalapatra Tathagata in the land known as Joy of the Mind during the Kalpa of abundant joy. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 24 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last in the world for 40 small kalpas and his pseudo-Dharma will last for 40 small kalpas. Thereafter, the Bhagavath continued to declare to the great assembly, "Now I shall pronounce to you, Mahamodgalyayana. You will give an array of items and articles as offerings to 8,000 Buddhas by paying respect and reverence to them. After the parinirvana of the Buddhas, you will construct pagodas measuring 1,000 yojana in height and exactly 500 yojana in width and depth. The pagodas will be made of the 7 precious treasures, gold, silver, lapis lazuli, seashell, agate, pearl, and ruby. Garlands of flowers, necklaces, paste incense, powdered incense, burning incense, silk canopies, streamers, and banners will be presented as offerings. Once these have been done, you will also give offerings to 200 trillion Buddhas. You will become a Buddha with the name sandalwood fragrance of Tamalapatra Tathagata, worthy of offerings, perfect in true wisdom and enlightenment, perfect in knowledge and conduct, well liberated, the omniscient, the almighty, master trainer, teacher of heavenly gods and humans, Buddha Bhagavath. Your kalpa will be called abundant joy and your land will be called joy of the mind. The land will be smooth and the ground will be made of crystal, adorned by jeweled trees and scatterings of pearls and flowers. The environment everywhere will be pure and pristine, bringing delight and joy to all who behold it. The number of heavenly gods, humans, bodhisattvas, and shravakas will be immeasurable. The Buddha will have a lifespan of 24 small kalpas. His true Dharma will last in the world for 40 small kalpas while his pseudo-Dharma will also last for 40 small kalpas. Thereupon, the Bhagavath, wishing to reiterate his meaning, proclaimed in stanzas. This disciple of mine, Mahamodgalyayana, after the abandonment of his present body, will meet 8,200 trillion Buddhas Bhagavaths. For the goal of the Buddha way, he will give offerings, respect, and reverence. In the abodes of the Buddhas, for immeasurable kalpas, he will consistently carry out the Brahma practices and uphold the Buddha Dharma. After the parinirvana of the Buddhas, he will build 7 jeweled pagodas, adorned with golden timepieces. Flowers, fragrant incense, and music will be used as offerings for the pagodas of the Buddhas. In this way, he will gradually accomplish the Bodhisattva way. In the land known as Joy of Mind, he will become a Buddha with the name sandalwood fragrance of Tamalapatra. The lifespan of the Buddha will be 24 kalpas. He will expound the Buddha way for heavenly gods and humans, as well as immeasurable shravakas, as numerous as the Ganges' sands. He will achieve immense dignity and virtue, 3 understandings and 6 divine powers, teaching the innumerable bodhisattvas, who will be steadfast and firm, to diligently pursue the Buddha wisdom irreversibly. After the parinirvana of the Buddha, his true Dharma will last for 40 small kalpas, while his pseudo-Dharma will also be likewise. All my disciples, numbering 500 of them, will be fully endowed with dignity and virtue. Each of them will receive the prophecy of attaining Buddhahood in their future lifetimes. You and the rest, listen carefully. For I will now reveal to you the history of causes and conditions in our previous lifetimes, both yours and mine.